The power of choice. What is it, and how do we get more? What's going on, family? I've been fascinated with the power of choice for as long as I've been in healthcare. So we're talking about 24 years as an attending. I've been concerned about the power of choice. And what made me concerned about it is when I come across patients during my daily work and they want to make changes but find difficulty. But what's fascinating is that many times I come across people that are able to make changes, and it's not a particular demographic, it's not a particular age, it just happens to be some people that are able to make changes. And so this has always fascinated me, and I've started to understand it. Actually, I understand it quite a bit right now because I've been looking at it for so long, but I'm surprised that nobody else is really talking about it. I suppose that's why I'm here. The power of choice has a lot to do with how we're able to, let's say, beyond the age of 1 year old, start to explore our boundaries and walk around. We start to get in trouble a lot when we're toddlers in this regard. It's how we decide that we're going to stay in school after people have put us in school. It's how we decide, and when I say decide, of course, I'm talking about choose, whether or not we decide to, let's say, go to college or go to a trade school, get a job. That's a choice. Whether or not we decide, make a decision, a choice to, let's say, marry or not marry, have children or not have children. These are all choices. How we decide to, let's say, change any of that. Let's say a decision to get a divorce or a decision to change careers. How about a decision to live another day? A decision to retire or move out of state. These are all different choices. Now, making choices, it makes us stronger. When we exercise our power of choice, we get more power of choice. So what we're talking about when we describe the power of choice is a phenomena that seems to be developmental. And so as a healthcare worker, it has everything to do with why some patients are able to, let's say, take their medications on time, follow up on the results of having taken those medications, let's say, check their blood pressure on a regular basis, check their blood glucose level on a regular basis. It leaves a lot of us stunned as to why some people are able to, let's say, achieve certain health goals and why others are not. It has everything to do with the power of choice. So we've already said that if we want to strengthen our power of choice, what we're talking about doing is making more choices. Big ones, small ones, those that we consider significant, or even those that are insignificant. Making more choices strengthens our power of choice and helps us to develop. Because when we make choices, we get certain outcomes, and we're able to make more choices, more adjustments, and those are just choices or changes, which are choices to do something other than what we did before, and we're able to get stronger. So the power of choice, as it turns out, is a big deal. It's developmental. Now, there are many times people sell, let's say, courses, and they sell all sorts of things. I should say we sell things. And we suggest that a lot of this is easy. Making changes, making choices is easy. And then we buy into them, and we think it's going to be easy. But many times it's not as easy as we thought it was going to be because we haven't really developed yet. It takes making choices to develop into a person that can make more choices. And so if you want to develop your power of choice, well, then it means making choices, let's say, frequently, so that you can develop over a faster rate. But that's not just it. There are some things that we are doing, either behaviorally or we're doing them with our attitude, that get in the way of us being able to develop our power of choice. Now, some of our attitudes are like, it doesn't matter what I do, nothing's going to work, such and such is impossible. We'll tell ourselves that I'm not the kind of person that blah, 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 so we'll do it with our identity. We'll do it with our, let's say, our ability. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. We'll do it with our capacity. I don't have this. I don't have that. It takes money to make money. I mean, there are all sorts of different things we have told ourselves that kind of preclude our ability to make choices. They're kind of patterns of behavior, their habits and attitudes and things. There's some other things that we do when we get ready, or when we, I can't even say when we get ready to make choices, because they preclude our choice-making efforts. We actually disengage our choice. And so it keeps us stuck where we are. And sometimes we might become, let's say, very doubtful, and we'll start to regress. So not only will it become difficult for us to progress, but we actually regress. And we see that in people's health. Some of the things that we do that take us backward or keep us stuck, we blame. We compare our choices to others. We compete, and I'm talking about unhealthy competition. When we look at other people's choices and what they're doing, and then we, try to make choices that are based on their choices, I mean, it's a mess. We complain a lot. We criticize other people's choices. We try to control other people's choices, and when we do that, it has an effect on how we see choice and how we make our own choices. We exaggerate the challenges in front of us. We also we make excuses. We do this many times when we make choices and we get some outcomes, and then we don't graciously accept those outcomes as what has occurred as a result of our choices. And so it's hard for us to move forward. So now, I don't want to just talk about some of the behaviors that keep us stuck. And so I've thought about what are some of the things that we can do to get unstuck and develop our power of choice. I suggest that if we think broad, and if we think in a manner that is, let's say, integrated and open-minded and gracious, well, then we will start to develop our power of choice pretty robustly. And now, of course, the opposite would be thinking narrow-mindedness, being too personal about everything, being petty, and of course, being kind of a negative Nelly. Okay, that would be the opposite. We want to stay away from that. If we can think more open-minded, look at how one thing or one behavior, one person, one type of people connects to other types of people, the connectedness, the relatedness of one of us or all of us to everyone else and everything else in the world. When we can be gracious about the opportunities we have, the life we have, and the opportunities to make a life that we desire going forward, well, then we will develop our power of choice. This is what this channel is about, and this is all pretty much that I'll be talking about. We'll have some fun sometimes and discuss other ideas, but the overall emphasis of this particular channel and any discussion that I would be having has to do with the power of choice, how we get it today, tomorrow, how we win and keep winning. Take care, guys.